It took 2 years for the WHO to say COVID is airborne. The World Health Organization stated during the early pandemic that SARS-CoV-2 was not transmitted through the air. That mistake and the prolonged process of correcting it sowed confusion and raises questions about what will happen in the next pandemic. In early 2020, public health advised on COVID-19 to focus on sanitizing surfaces more than protecting against airborne transmission. The highly contagious Omicron variant of the pandemic virus was racing around the globe when 2021 drew to a close. Around that year-end holidays, one group of researchers hailed a development that had seemed as though it might never arrive. On December 23, the World Health Organization uttered the one word it had previously seemed incapable of applying to the virus SARS-CoV-2, which is airborne. On WHO's website, a page titled Coronavirus Disease, How is it Transmitted? Was quietly edited to state that a person can be infected when infectious particles that pass through the air are inhaled at short range, a process otherwise known as short-range aerosol or short-range airborne transmission. The website says that transmission can occur through long-range airborne transmission in poorly ventilated or crowded indoor settings, because aerosols can remain suspended in the air or travel farther than conversational distance. According to aerosol chemist Jose Luis Jimenez of the University of Colorado Boulder, it was a relief to see them finally use the word airborne and to say clearly that airborne transmission and aerosol transmission are synonyms. The seemingly uncontroversial statement marked a clear shift for the Switzerland-based WHO, which had tweeted categorically early in the pandemic, fact #COVID-19 is not airborne, casting the negative in capital letters as if to remove any doubt. At that time, WHO maintained that the virus spreads mainly through droplets, produced when a person coughs, sneezes, or speaks. An assumption based on decades-old infection control teachings about how respiratory viruses generally pass from one person to another. The guidance recommended distancing of more than 1 meter, within which these droplets were thought to fall to the ground, along with hand washing and surface disinfection to stop transfer of droplets to the eyes, nose, and mouth. It took until October 20, 2020 for the agency to acknowledge that aerosols, tiny specks of fluid, can transmit the virus, but the WHO said this was a concern only in specific settings such as indoor, crowded, and inadequately ventilated spaces. Over the next 6 months, the agency gradually altered its advice to say that aerosols could carry the virus for more than a meter and remain in the air. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.